call Friday. So today we are at day 10 of Lauren's eggs being in the incubator, and we've candled the eggs, taken out anything that's not viable. So now we're at the point where we're ready to set up our hatching incubator. And we do this because it's just so much easier to have a second incubator, have it at the 75% humidity, and what we do is we put a towel down over the grate so the eggs, when you set them down to hatch, or when you set them down for lockdown, they're not rolling all over the place. It's just a nice, secure way to do it. And then we recommend the hatching incubator, set that up about 3 days before your chicks go into lockdown, so you know your humidity is at 75% and you know your temperature is at 99.5 where you want it to be. Again, I put the plugs back in at lockdown, helps with the humidity staying at the 75% rate. So,
Exciting. 11 more days.
11 more days.
All right, so now we're going to show you after they hatch and they're nice and dry. We're going to move them down to the
Beautiful Brooder Box.
and we're going to show that to you now.
So Lauren's dad made this amazing Brooder Box. And there's just so many great features, so we're going to let Lauren tell you what her dad did, and if you're handy or you have a handy partner, it should be a simple Brooder Box to make, and a lot nicer than the ones you get at the tractor stores for several reasons.
All right, so here is our Brooder Box, and my dad made it.
It's amazing.
This is what I had envisioned in my head, so he went ahead and built it all out of birch. I like to have a window here because I feel it's better for them to see movements and get used to movements. They're used to the dogs, they're used to the vacuum, which when they go outside they need to be used to the lawnmower and the leaf blower and noises, and so I just feel it's healthier for them to be able to see out. Also, I like to use these little heaters here instead of a heat lamp. First of all, I think they're safer. I think they feel more comfortable under there, and they're used to night and day then. They know it's time for bed and when it's time to wake up instead of constantly having a light on you. And they're not always hot, when they first hatch, right?
Right.
They do come out from underneath their mother, so it's good for them to be able to run around and not always be hot. So that's just my opinion. Right off the bat, when
You can see
in
that
hatch,
this little chick loves Lauren because she has spent so much time with them that he actually thinks she's the mom. It's really amazing. So, little side note. Okay, so we'll talk about what we have. So for food and water, Lauren has the little drinker, sometimes with the larger rim, these are a week old so they're safe, but with the larger rim there is a chance that a chick could fall in and drown. I've never had it happen, but this is certainly a safe little drinker. For the first time that they're drinking, I like to make up a little mixture of electrolytes, so honey, a pinch of salt, and always apple cider vinegar. I start them right up on apple cider vinegar from day one. With our chick starter, we use our Cedar Crest Farm 22% starter, which has brewer's yeast, some oregano, some cayenne, a little bit of cinnamon, and that's our proprietary chick starter blend. And Lauren, talk about how you have it set up in the box.
So with the lid, I have a latch, so it's easy access. Push it in.
Oh, sorry.
There you go. And so pull, and then I have these latches because my dog is intelligent and can open cupboards, but she's also obsessed with the chicks. So I do lock it so she doesn't lift it and try to kiss them or put them in her mouth for whatever reason she might. I like hardware cloth better than chicken wire or the bigger gauge. I use this outside too. I just feel it's safer and
Holds up longer as well.
Nothing can get in it, a bumblebee, fly,
anything. And I've actually had a bee sting a chick that was about 3 days old, and
Oh my
she did
goodness.
die. So it's, the more you can keep them protected, the better. I don't think there's any bumblebees in the house, but in case there were, they wouldn't be able to get in.
So, I think that's about it with this, don't you?
Well, the important thing also, Lauren has her water and the feeder on a board. As we know, chicks like to scratch and get the food and the water dirty. So if you can elevate it just a bit.
When they get older, I'll elevate it even more. I'll put bricks or something that'll make it higher, because then they're going to be even messier. And, yeah.
So, and
oh, when they first hatch, you have to teach them how to eat and drink. So some people dip their faces in the food and water. I don't do that.
I don't like to do that. I've never found a need to have to shove their faces in the water.
They're pretty, I mean, right off the bat, they're really
instinctual.
They really are. Scratching and kicking and stretching and preening. So, what Lisa does is she clucks them over like a mother hen.
I have.
Cluck, cluck, cluck. I just like to, tap my finger and tap on the feeder or the water. They'll kind of follow what you're doing. Like, oh, she wants me to drink now. Okay, we all have to drink now.
And it really is amazing that they'll sort of adopt their keeper as their mother.
And the more time you spend with them and the more you hold them, the friendlier they're going to be. And they don't forget that. So, and they'll love you forever.
Yes, I was once told in poultry school, which was sort of a devastating thing, that your chickens don't love you. And of all the hours and hours at that school, that was the one thing that stuck with me. But I don't believe it. I think our chickens do love us, and they come running to us, and from a very young age you can see they're really attached to Lauren. So spend time with your chicks.
Yeah, with my first chicks, I spent so much time with them that they would scream at night. So I would have to come and put my hand in and put it under the heater, and then when everyone was asleep, I'd sneak my hand away just like a baby. It was actually kind of ridiculous. But it's what I did.
But they love you.
So I still put them to bed every night. But, yeah.
So these chicks have also been vaccinated for Merrick's. We vaccinate healthy 1-day-old chicks, sometimes 2 days, depending on how long it takes for the whole brood to hatch. And next week, after Lauren's chicks hatch, we hope to go through the process of vaccinating for Merrick's. So there you have it. A nice brooder box with the window, good feed, water, the hover heater rather than the heat lamp if you can. If you are going to use a heat lamp, please, please, please use the safe ones. The safest one I have found is from Premier One Sheep Supply. It's one solid unit with a big chunky latch.
It's really nice.
And it has a twist grate on it that even if it fell, it would take a while for it to do any damage.
Yeah, just make sure it's secure. If I was going to do it, I would have attached a piece of wood or something in the back so it would be sturdy and it would be hanging where it needed to be. And I mean, pasty butt is another thing with fresh little chicks. Make sure that their little vents and their little bums are always clean.
But Lauren has said, just sort of an undocumented research, that using the hover heater, have you had any?
I've never had it.
Pasty
Never.
butt. So it could be the high heat from the heat lamp. I don't really know. I don't think we
That's
have
my observation from what I've seen. I've never had that problem. I think they need to come off and cool off and get some exercise and go back under. They know what to do. They're not stupid. So
They're very instinctual.
yeah.
So there you have it. Thanks for joining us, Lisa from Cedar Crest.
Lauren, Extraordinary Hens. And we'll see you next Friday.
See you next Friday.